Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Women's Maximum Fitness Podcast. I'm super excited today to have a dear friend with me, IFBB Pro, Linda Crossley.
Thank you, Deborah Jean.
How you doing?
I am amazing. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing really, really good. It's a
Good.
Saturday, a little bit more relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although it's like 5 degrees here in Ohio, in Cleveland.
Yeah, I know. We got hit the last couple of days. I honestly thought we were going to make it through this winter without having winter.
Not after 2020, honey.
Oh my word, it's so true. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
So normally I start with a background, but I just wanted to ask you, like, so how was 2020 for you? What happened during the pandemic? So you own a gym.
Yes. So back in March, I want to say it was the 16th or 18th of March, the mayor of Ohio said that we needed to close our business doors at 11 p.m. that evening. I literally cried because I had at that time 14 employees that I needed to let them know that they were not to show up to work tomorrow, the next day.
Yeah.
And I cried because it wasn't just me and my family that were not knowing what we were going to do next, but it was my 14 other employees that I was saying that you can no longer earn an income to pay your bills. It was devastating. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But we had to improvise and do what we needed to do so that we could save our gym because we're a small business. We are not a franchise. We're not a corporation. It's just me and Chuck that run the gym. So
Yeah.
it was really heartbreaking. Just glad that we are still alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Your gym, I just want to plug, it's one of the best gyms that I have ever been at. You guys have
Thank you.
everything. There's how many? I don't even know. There's like it's
11,000 square feet, and we try to, on the bigger body parts like back and legs, we try to make sure we have at least 2 or 3 pieces of this. For example, like a leg extension, multiple pieces, so people aren't waiting for a machine.
Yeah. Which has got to be so great now because I'm sure you have to follow some sort of protocol. And my gym shut down for good because it was bought out. Basically, the building was bought out by a church and they shut down for good right at the beginning of January 2020. And so I had to find another gym, which there's a local gym here that's a little bit, it's a small business as well, but there's 3 different gyms. And I like the gym, but I had been going to Planet Fitness also for a few years now. And I can I've created programs to work out there. I can get a good workout at Planet Fitness. So, but it was really crazy. And I totally forgot where I was going with that. Oh, I mean, but we had the same thing. Like they shut down and a bunch of people lost their jobs and had to figure things out. So that was even before this, the pandemic happened. So yeah.
We had people emailing us that were retired police officers, ex-military, stating that they needed this place for their mental health. I wrote a letter and I explained to the government, like, we have people suffering mentally that need this for their mental state. It's just so sad. And, after we reopened, it just was like a big relief to a lot of people.
Yeah, I wrote a letter to my governor as well, explaining that, it's not a lot that I do. And the gym is like a quarter of my life. You know what I mean? Right. As far as elements go. I was going to say though, at Planet Fitness now, they're only allowed a certain number of people in the building and we have to mask up. And it's like musical chairs because if there's 2 leg extensions, one of them is blocked off because it's right next to the other and you have to be 6 feet apart or whatever. So that's awesome that you have multiple pieces of equipment. Yeah. Probably helps things out a lot, but all right, well, let's start at the beginning. The question that I usually start with is asking, and I know a lot of this stuff about you, so we just have to pretend that you're new to me, but
that's okay.
But what's your athletic background? Let's talk about what sports you kind of got started with and then what got you into bodybuilding, that whole journey.
Yep, that's pretty much how it goes. From kindergarten, I played softball all the way to high school through college. I was really good at basketball, even though I'm all but 5'2" tall. Got a lot of black eyes. However, when I got to college, even though I was playing softball college as a catcher, I still didn't feel challenged enough. I felt like I didn't have purpose in the gym. Now, let's go back a little bit to when I was about probably between the ages of 10 and 14. I remember watching bodybuilding on TV. I was so fascinated by it. I was wondering, how do those girls do all those tumbles? Because at that time they had fitness routines still.
Yeah.
And how do they have those beautiful muscles? And I wanted to know how I could do it, but it's not just something that you could call up your local gym and they can get you set up on a program for that. It's you got to find the right coach that knows how to train for that type of sport. So after college, I still got lost in what am I doing? I needed a purpose. And finally, by the age of 30, I was like, okay, I want to compete. And I found a coach, and then that's just how it all began for me.
So you didn't start until, how old are you now?
41.
Are you serious?
Years young. You know, a lot of people get started later in life. I feel like in your 20s, you're still trying to figure out, you know, you're either starting your career out of college and you're still trying to figure out if you're having kids or not. And just, I feel like when you're more settled, you kind of have more time to dedicate to the sport, because it takes a lot of discipline to do bodybuilding.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I noticed about you right off when we, for people who don't know, so Linda and I met back in 2014 working for Isolatorfitness. Was the first time that Isolator was at theArnold. And that's how we first met and just clicked like immediately. And we were our boss Dave's kind of go-to for sending people when, you know, you were his, I would say number one, because you were a pro athlete. But usually if you needed somebody to go with you, I was picked. And yeah, it was a lot.
Only because she could sell hell to the devil, honey. She was a good saleswoman.
I know I got away with a lot because I was able to sell, but it was fun because it was, I know Dave sold Isolatorfitness now, but it was such a great company, American made, and the product really sold itself. Anybody who packs meals and needs a meal bag, it was a no-brainer to purchase one or several bags. And we sold them at the expos for, I don't know, 25% or 30% less than the cost. It probably more than that. Yeah. So anyway, so we have a huge history of, you know, traveling and rooming together and some really.
I won't even tell all the bad stories. I won't air you like that. I'm kidding.
You're kidding. But the funny thing was, I'll totally say this, that we were originally booked in some pretty shady.
Oh my God. So let's tell this story real quick. We were sent to LA, and we were supposed to work the LA Fitness, where it was in LA, right?
No.
Was it Vegas? No, we were sent to go work the Olympia. Let's tell this story.
In Vegas, yeah.
The owner had another individual book our hotel. We fly in, we get there. I'm not kidding when I say this. We were there. It was like a shithole hotel. Am I allowed to say shit? Too bad I said it. A shithole hotel where they were basically sex trafficking people out of there and selling drugs. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I was like, we're not staying here. I called him so fast, and he was so upset because he didn't realize it would be like in your city, find the shittiest hotel you could find, and that's where they were gonna put us. I'm not a diva, but I ain't staying in the poop hole hotel either. Shit, put me somewhere mediocre.
It was.
We had that fixed, but it was super scary because there was literally like people doing drugs and everything, just like right there at that hotel.
And like,
we look like we were the toots coming to sell ourselves. You know what I mean? I was like, no.
Working girls.
No, we're not the working. Them kind of working girls. Okay?
Yeah. Selling bags. Hey,
we're selling bags.
Do you want a meal bag for your cocaine?
Oh, it was terrible. Just one time though.
Yeah. that will, but the other time, remember the other time we got booked in that hotel, I don't remember where it was, where they were doing construction, and she said, the lady, remember, I just remember this because the lady said they had one other room if we wanted to switch rooms, and you like right in front of her, you're like, Deborah Jean, we can spoon, can't we?
I mean, it was like in an extended stay or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you got you, girl.
Yeah, I know. They did end up, he did. It's usually like wherever we got booked, if we had booked somewhere like 3 blocks away, we would have been fine. But it was like they went for something slightly cheaper, and
I was like, not worth it.
No, definitely
not worth the $20 savings.
Oh, I know. So suffice it to say, we did always get moved, but there were several times when we got there and we were like, oh no, we can't stay here. This isn't, it's not safe.
It was fun. We had a fun time though.
Oh, they were, a blast. We had a blast I miss it. I do.
I know. Dave, bring it back.
I would encourage anybody. That's what I was going to say. If you ever get an opportunity to work for a company at the Olympia or the Arnold or any type of expo, that's where, like, that's how I got to know and meet all the people in the industry. I mean, social media definitely helps, but like having a one-on-one, like when you meet somebody, when you're like, oh my gosh, that's Kevin Lavroni, I'm going to go say hi, like you have to use those opportunities. And now, here we are with this podcast because of, networking. So,
right.
Yeah. So anyways, Linda, I also wanted to say that you have a background as a nurse, right?
Yeah. Let me tell you a quick story about this. So I've been a nurse for over 13 years.
Okay.
I worked hard to get into an assistant director of nursing position. Yeah. And I was 4 weeks into the position when my husband approached me and said, it was a powerhouse gym before we bought it. And he said, they're selling the gym. I said, oh no, what are we going to do with our personal training clients? He goes, we have to buy the gym. Now I spent all this time proving myself as a nurse so I could get into this managerial position to only have to leave the managerial position. But I really feel like God works in mysterious ways, because I was set to learn how to manage the staff so that when we bought the gym, now I run the gym. So it was like a lateral move. But because of this COVID thing, it made me want to go back to nursing to help. I'm like, okay, we have to close our doors. I have a nursing background. What can I do to get back in the community to help these people that are just dying and suffering? Yeah. And so I wrote the board of nursing. They told me how many contact hours that I needed to renew my license. So I did them. Do you know it took them 10 months to reinstate my nursing license? So much for needing nurses in the field so fast. I was very upset. My last email to the board of nursing was, what is taking you guys so long? You said you need nurses out there to help, that they're understaffed. There's not enough people to help. And yet you're taking this long to give me my nursing license back. I finally just last week got my nursing license back.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah. And yet they can produce a vaccine in 3 days.
But you can't answer an email in 10 months. What the heck? That's my frustration.
So are you doing something with nursing now, or are you just ready in case they have to?
I'm going to do something, but I did geriatric nursing for 13 years. I worked with the Alzheimer's and dementia people, and it's where you basically live in their world. They don't live in yours because they're losing their minds. Yeah. But I thought I might want to do something now with like pediatrics. I love kids. I have 3 myself, a 2-year-old, a 17 and a 14-year-old. But just, I want to do something like 2 days a month, because I still have the gym and I still have to run that.
Sure.
So we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah. So Linda had a baby a little over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
She is so cute.
Thank you.
Was this, this is totally personal, but was this something you guys were trying for, or was it an oops? Because your other 2 kids are older by previous marriage. Yes.
Previous relationship.
Okay.
He ain't getting that much credit, honey. But anyhow, Well, what happened was I started this whole journey back in 2010 when I wanted to do bodybuilding. And, once you become a pro, it you're starting all over again,
Yeah.
building yourself back up, because now you got to go up against girls that were very qualified to be up there. And, you have to have the right balance, symmetry. I know I'm preaching to the choir. However, um, I was doing so well, and Chuck didn't want me to stop. He said, "No, keep going. You're still young enough. I don't need a child right now. Keep going, keep going." So finally, back in 2016, 17, 16, I got second at Kentucky Muscle as a pro, and I missed it. I missed it because my tines were just a little inflamed. I was told by the judge, if I just had them a little bit tighter, I probably would have won that show. However, after that show, I was really.
Oh, the glute ham. I just was clarifying glute ham tie-in. So your turnaround back glute ham tie-in. So people know.
Your booty area, lower booty area.
Yeah.
In case you guys don't know, here's my version of it. So after that show, I dieted really, 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 really hard. I hadn't pushed myself to that limit yet, and that was pretty rough. I felt miserable. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, to be that lean, you don't feel great, and if you feel great, you're still fat.
Yeah.
Okay? For sure. So after that, I was just like, look, I'm 38. If we're going to do this, let's do it now. Obviously the ultimate goal is to make it to the Olympia stage, because who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah.
But I felt like I still had enough years in me that I can do both. So that's kind of where we're at now. We've had the baby, and we'll see.
I think that's awesome. So you started in 2010.
Yes.
Competing in 2010.
Well, I didn't compete until 2011, but I started bodybuilding in 2010 to do my first show in 2011.
So I think somewhere on your Instagram, which is, what is your Instagram handle, by the way?
It's at Linda Crossley Fit.
Okay. You have somewhere his picture from when you sort of like, I think, transformation, and you like always had these shoulders. Is that from the shoulders are, I mean, they're baby, obviously compared to, but yeah. I mean, I played softball since I was kindergartner. I was a catch. I mean, you're always whipping that ball around, So I think I just maybe, I don't know. I just think maybe playing sports probably helped. And then just actually lifting differently just pushed it to another level. Yeah, absolutely. So your first show in 2011, how did you do? Let's talk about weight progression too, because you're not big by any means, but look structurally amazing when you step on stage.
Thank you. I mean, looking back at that picture of 2011, I laugh at it because I look like a peanut. But starting off, I was 120 pounds before bodybuilding.
Okay.
And then when I competed on that day, I was about 114 pounds. Okay. So what's really weird is I think that I went from a skinny fat to building the muscle and then losing some weight. I mean, obviously the way I was conditioned at that show is it's a whole nother different caliber when you want to do better and be pro. Yeah. But to me at that time, I was like, yeah, I'm ripped and shredded. Look at me. Woo, woo, but I mean, I got second place. I was happy for my first show. So it just all kept going from there.
So I remember you when we were one of the expos, we were at, I think, North Americans, you saw, I can't think of what her name is, who plays second at she and Nicole Wilkins went back and forth. Now she does bikini.
Erin Stern?
Yes. Was that one of the people that inspired you? I remember you saying.
I'm going to tell you who my inspiration when I started this journey was Nicole Wilkins.
Yeah.
To me, she was Barbie with muscles. She was beautiful. She still is beautiful. Great physique. Her look to me was attainable. It wasn't so far-fetched that I'd be like, I could never look like her. Yeah. I felt like it was doable with a lot of time and a lot of work. Yeah. So she was my inspiration, and Erin Stern as well, because Erin Stern had a beautiful body, and those were my two idols when I started my journey.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Nicole, especially, I think it was 2014, Nicole Wilkins walked out, and I just was like, this is, it's so, and I'm not, the sport evolves, right? Of course it does.
Yes.
But when you look at somebody like, why is it not Sydney? You know, you look at Sydney or Latoya or any of those girls, Candace, it's like that's incredible. I could
Yes.
never look like that. You know what I mean? That's what
I will never look as beautiful and amazing as Sid Gallion. I never will, but damn, she looks good. You know, it has evolved. The sport has evolved a lot.
yeah.
You can only be better than the last version of you is my mentality going in. Because if I ever say I want to be like her, I can't. I never will. I can only be the best version of me and improve each year. That's all you can do.
Yeah. And you know what you have, because I don't know how many years now you have competed. Is it only usually been once a year that you've done it?
No, I would always do about 2 or 3 shows a year.
Okay.
I felt like that's all my body could handle without destroying myself and properly reverse dieting and so forth.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, 2 or 3 is probably the most shows I've done in a 1 year.
Yeah. But always improved. You have always improved.
Thank you.
Yeah. And not
really, I think you got to spend enough time having a proper off season. You can't just compete, because you're going to continue to just bring the same package. If you want to make improvements, you have to take some time off and make those improvements.
Yeah. So were you guys able to train at your gym with it closed? I mean, like you guys, because it's your facility, or do you not want to talk about this?
I have no problem talking about it, because to be honest with you, it came to a point where me and Chuck said, we need to do what we need to do to put food on our table and keep our lights on.
For sure.
So if I always consulted with our police station before I did anything, and we privately train people one at a time.
Nice.
So it'd be me and one other, and follow the proper protocol so that we can still continue bringing some kind of income into our home.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we were working out at the gym because it's our fucking gym. I could do that. You know, we were working out and still working out. So, I mean, it's not fair to those that couldn't.
Right.
But I mean, I guess that's just one benefit of having it. But, you know, we had to do what we needed to keep things flowing.
Well, and fair. A lot of people could work out at home too, because they had home equipment. And I mean, it wasn't fair to the people who didn't have home equipment, but you do what you got to do. So, yeah, no, it was crazy when everything first started, you know, and having no idea what we were dealing with. There was a lot of actual fear, you know. Now at this point, I feel like if things shut down, you know, it's like we kind of know what we're dealing with. And I feel like things should start getting back to normal. It should.
Yeah. I will say, as a business, and I know other gym owners as well in the area, it hit us about 30%, you know. So if it wasn't for the landlord actually working with us, I mean, who else is he going to have to fill 11,000 square feet of a space? So he's been very helpful and instrumental making sure that we stay successful as a small business.
That's awesome. How long have you had this gym now?
6 years.
6 years.
Yes. And it was a powerhouse gym before we bought it, but we wanted people to know that it was under new owners. So that's why we named it Crossley Fitness instead of keeping it Powerhouse. But
yeah, it's an amazing gym. So you have a posing clinic coming up too at the end of the month, right? You do that regularly?
Not as regularly annually, yes, but not as regularly as I would like. And it's only been because of the chaos this past year or so. But I do it because I get all the girls together so that, especially the newbies that have never competed before, we run it like a show so that they can see what it feels like to be in a lineup, see what it feels like to have to do your individual presentation with, 15 other women looking at you. And because you're going to be nervous up there.
Yes.
So if you're going to be nervous in front of 10 ladies, what are you going to do when you have an audience of 100 people or more? So it really helps them get the little jitters out. I mean, I think you always have show jitters, but it also helps them know what it's going to feel like when they go to do the show.
It's great because there's not really, it's kind of like having a baby. Somebody can tell you what it's going to be like, but
Yeah.
until it happens, you don't really have any idea, and it's different every time. So
I always tell the girls that have never competed before, like, go to a show,
yes.
go watch a show, go see how it's ran,
Yeah.
and see what the judges see what they're looking, who they're winning, who they're choosing as the winner, who isn't doing so well.
Yeah.
I like to get their feedback, because then it kind of sets in their mind, like, oh, I might need to work harder. I don't want to trip on stage, or I don't want to look like a robot. So I might need to work harder on my presentation, because I tell the girls, I said, you could do everything right in the gym, but you got 60 seconds up there. And if you screw up your posing, then all that stuff in the gym didn't matter.
Yeah.
You have to nail your posing.
It's 100% true. And people wait till the last minute, or they don't realize and those are the people that, stand out to you on stage, either the ones that are flawless or the ones that just look super weird.
I tell the girls like this, Deborah Jean, you have somebody that can be a great salsa dancer, and you got somebody that can't dance at all. Not everybody's a great salsa dancer. I get it.
Right.
But that's why you practice. We do these posing clinics just to help them get better. Practice every day. You're naked every day when you get out the tub, practice. That's what I tell them to practice, because you have a mirror most of the time in your bathroom, right? So what? Do it. It helps.
That's awesome. Well, I think that's great. I'm gonna definitely try to come to that, as long as we don't have another snowstorm. So weather permit.
Oh, the girls are excited.
I'll make that gym. Yeah.
Hopefully you can make it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'd be great. Maybe we could do some video, and we could do a little bit of footage so people get an idea of what.
Yeah.
Is it open to the public?
Not only because of COVID restrictions, I'm keeping it just to the girls at the gym. In the past, I allowed other girls from other coaches to come to also attend the posing clinic, but we have to be careful still. So keep it safe.
I got you.
We can't pack 50 people in that room. So not yet.
Yeah. Hopefully restrictions will be changing soon enough. So
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, okay, so one of the things I know about you from traveling with you is that you are meticulous about your diet. And it's true. It's one of the things that I noticed, and I've said this a couple of times now, and even to clients. So Missy Truscott was on here a couple of weeks ago, and and I asked her, because her physique changed in a ridiculous amount from 2017 to 2020. Mm-hmm. And I asked her what changed, what was different during that time. And she said, I never missed a day. And it made me think of you because, because I just know that you are, I'm just going to put it this way, you are still very feminine pro.
Thank you, darling.
Yes. And I know that you are meticulous with your diet, which I think is the hardest part, because people get into bodybuilding, like myself, because we love to train, and the diet is my albatross. It's not what I've never been consistent with my diet, mm-hmm. And I think you're proof of what someone can achieve when you are.
I'll tell you this little story, Deborah Jean. Yeah. When I got pregnant with Aviana, I said, that's it. I'm not going to eat every 2 to 3 hours. If I feel like having a biscuit, I'm going to eat it. And whatever I want, I'm going to eat. Baloney. There I was every 2 to 3 hours. And I only gained 18 pounds in that pregnancy, but I wasn't trying to necessarily lose weight. But I was trying to make sure I didn't lose a ton of muscle. Yeah. Because I spent all those years trying to achieve it. So I did stay very active, but I feel like when you've just spent so many years being so disciplined, it's hard to undo that.
Yeah.
My body's looking for the food every 2-3 hours. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So I think that when you just get yourself in such a regimen that you've done it for so long, your body just needs it. I'm hungry right now. Where's my food? No,
But
so
like, but even now with your, your off season, I mean, I remember when we stopped at your house after we did the Dave Lieberman show at the expo there, and we were at your house and we had gone back and you're like, I gotta eat something. And you're like, I'm just gonna have, a cup of egg whites or whatever. It just was like, nobody does that when they're not nobody, but people who look like me in the off season don't do
Regine.
But you have like have a good leanness, but you're not like unreasonably lean that you can't be also building muscle. Like you're not in a deficit in your off season.
I will tell you this though. There's times that I have to allow myself to eat more to put more muscle on. You can't always keep your macro and micronutrients the same and expect this different results.
Yeah.
So there's times that I've had to bring things up and have 2 cheat meals instead of 1, or have a cheat day. So it just depends on what the goal is. But I think that it's just, for me personally, been so many years of just the discipline. I don't know how to undo it. It's just, and I function better like having a routine,
Yeah, well, I know, and you're very busy with your family, your gym, and your, just your days. So having everything structured, it all just kind of falls into place.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your training looking like now? Are you
Well, at the moment, so last week I fell down 14 steps onto my coccyx.
Oh no.
And I thought I broke my tailbone.
Yeah.
So let's go before I fell down the steps.
Okay.
My training is legs twice a week, back twice a week, and shoulders twice a week. And when I say shoulders, I mean like shoulders, biceps, shoulders, triceps.
Yeah.
And but it could be different. If I'm super sore, I don't overtrain. I make sure to take 1 or 2 rest days. So it may be only a 5-day training week versus a 6-day training week.
Yeah.
So I mean, you gotta let the body recover.
Yeah.
Like my tush from falling down.
So
I'd show you, but I don't want to offend nobody on the show or who's watching, because it's like a rotten fruit on my butt. It's terrible. It's bad.
Seriously,
it's purple.
Did you go to the hospital?
The next day, I was too afraid to go to the hospital to get an x-ray. So I did go to my chiropractor the next day, and he said I was lucky I didn't break anything, but I did bruise the bone and a contusion. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, how did you fall?
I fly. I was trying to fly. I just did my sock just went shoop, and I went doop doop, and there I was. Just something so innocent, just being careless, I guess.
Well, I mean, falls, it just happens. It happens. Yeah. I'm super klutzy. So, I mean, yeah. I remember one time I was reaching for the refrigerator door and I missed and I fell, and Anna looked out. She's like, did you just miss the refrigerator door and fall?
But something as simple as that. We take everything for granted, our health, our bones, our bodies, but it could have been a lot worse. I literally could have broke my back and I'd been done for good. So just have to be more careful.
Yeah. Well, and you're seeing the positive side, obviously. Any type of injury, you just wait it out.
Yes.
So have you had any major injuries throughout?
No. I did. After I gave birth to Aviana, I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease, and it triggered me having rheumatoid arthritis. So the one thing that I find challenging is you always see me doing this in the gym. I'm always squeezing my hands because no matter how painful it is, I still push through the pain because I feel like, again, I worked with geriatric nursing, and I would see those patients with the crooked bones and the rheumatoid, and I said, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to feel that pain. So truly, truly, truly staying active has actually helped it, even though it's still painful to push through it. So I wouldn't say it's an injury, more or less just something that happened that I have to work through.
Yeah. Kim Nichols, Krzyzewski, 4-time Miss Olympia back in the day.
Yes.
she is going to be on in a couple of weeks, and she has rheumatoid arthritis. So I'm really excited to talk to her about how she's working through that, because she is a freaking freak, man. Like, she looks phenomenal. I don't know, or if you follow her on Instagram now, she has
Yeah.
an Instagram now, and it's
Mhm.
like, she looks freaking phenomenal. It's
Awesome.
it's
But you
unbelievable.
know, Deborah Jean, you have to, I feel like probably because all the years that I did do bodybuilding,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's going to do some wear and tear to your body over time. But I feel like just because, but there's times I feel like I can't push myself like I used to, but
Yeah.
the next day I can. So you might have a bad day, but take the good day when you get it, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I didn't realize that I mean, you're 3 years younger than me. I don't know if you can attest to this. I mean, having a baby obviously shifts things with your hormones. So getting back to normal is, I don't know how you are with it, but I just feel like from 41.
I'm normal, girl. I'm real normal. I'm just
Or I feel like there was a big hormone shift for me around when I got into my 40s. It just,
Mhm.
I remember my doctor saying, like, he said from the age of 38, like 37 to 38 is kind of your last really good fertile years. And then once you hit around 38, just in general for women, hormones drop monthly rather than an annual decline. So it's a very fast progression. So
I would tell you by training clients that women over 40 or 50, there's a huge difference
yeah,
in their hormones and the way their body responds to weight loss and the way their body responds to weight training. It is a little bit more difficult, but I tell people it's not that you can't achieve the look you're trying to get. It's just going to take you more work and more time than say somebody who's 22.
yeah,
For me, I don't feel like I've had a big hormonal change yet, but then again, I have, because I've got autoimmune. That's part of my own immune system attacking my own body.
yeah.
But I just think, but that's because I had a baby, and it's all her fault. I mean, love you, boo boo, but you changed me. Yeah, but I'm fine. I mean, do I have the energy that I had at 19? Probably not, but it ain't gonna stop me, you know? That's what naps are for, girl.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, sleep is the best thing. Yeah, and I think though that I like the last Instagram post I had too. Like, I've been surprised, I've inconsistently been back to the gym now about 3 months, and I feel like I'm back to where I was before. I mean, literally I had 6 months where I wasn't training.
Mm-hmm.
And you want, like, my weight probably went up a couple of pounds, but obviously there was a shift where I lost muscle. So I'm guessing
Yeah.
it was an 8-pound change that I probably have about 8 pounds of body fat,
Mm-hmm.
and the beauty of what, you've done and what I've done with starting a little bit earlier is that the muscle is there. And if
It
you
is.
lose it, you start training again, it comes back. Whereas starting something in your 40s, your 50s, like you said, it's not coming back from something. So you are, you get that where it's new. So obviously it's
Yeah.
easier to build muscle when you're at the beginning, but
Mm-hmm.
hormonally a little bit more challenging too. So
Hormones can be very evil. And I always tell people, if things aren't jiving, you need to see your doctor, get your lab work done,
yeah,
because find out could be your thyroid, could be your estrogen, it could be a million different things.
yeah,
Um, and if you're trying to lose weight and all these other things are off, it's like you're just going backwards. You know what I mean?
yeah. It
But
definitely, like you said, it's going to be harder. It's like somebody with PCOS or, I have endometriosis. It's going to be more difficult. You just have to work harder and know that. Like, when I know too, when I have a weight loss, it's usually like a pound to a half a pound a week. That's just,
Mhm.
what I can plan on. I'm not going to be one of those people that just 10-week prep, boom.
Bam, baby, bam. Yeah, no, me neither.
So that's
I
awesome.
prefer a longer prep so that I'm ready early versus a short prep. I feel like people always be like, if I just had 2 more weeks, well, give yourself 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
You're going to look so much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's why my 2017 show never happened. It was because I wasn't going to be ready for that show. And my family had booked a trip back to Mexico for the week after the show. And I certainly was not going to try to hold on to a prep throughout, family vacation. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, it was once in a lifetime opportunity. We went back to the villages where my dad did his mission work, which like he was like a hero to them. It was really cool. Oh. Yeah, like weeping type tears. It was really cool. So yeah, it was really neat. Anyways, no regrets. You can't regret anything in life, can you?
No. I mean, it's life lessons. That's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, so let's do our, I'm going to do 10 questions with you, and then we will,
okay.
And then we will wrap it.
Don't be naughty, Deborah Jean.
I know. You wish. That's not happening.
Okay, what you got for me?
All right. Hey, I'm gonna have to modify this first question. I mean, people need to know that you are a tremendous salsa dancer.
Ooh!
Yeah. So
don't put that out there.
I know. My first question is country music or rock music, but maybe I need to add a little Latina mix in there. What's your favorite? What do you listen to?
If I had it, okay, let's go with country or rock.
Okay.
I would say country.
Really?
Because my husband is from the country, and he literally listens to half country and half rap. I'm like, how do you? He's like, I like both. I'm like, so when we're driving to the country, he's got country music on. So I mean, I'd say country.
What country is he from? What do you mean?
He's from Coshocton here in Ohio, which is so we have the Amish country here, and he is just about it's about 20 miles south of the Amish country from where he's from. Okay. I mean, you're passing the horses and the buggies when you're getting to his city that he was from.
Yes, I remember because I've made that drive so many times, and I would always horse and buggies on the road. Yeah. All right. So you're going with country. What do you have playing? But you don't have that playing in your gym.
No. Well, we have rock playing in our gym.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I remembered. I'm excited to come down there and train at that gym, and I'm going to definitely do a video tour because honestly, there's like 4 rooms with equipment.
Well, we just turned one of the rooms into a powerlifting room.
Okay. Oh gosh.
So I call it the war room, but it's fun, so you can make all the slams and dropping all the weights you want in that room. So that's what it's for.
It's amazing. And you have a really great posing room, which I don't have at all now anymore. And that's why my posing is gone to crap because
take lots of videos when you come.
I will. I'm going to change my clothes and come out with a new outfit.
Stay tuned for that, guys.
All right. So podcasts or YouTube? What are you more into?
YouTube.
Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
You have a dog, don't you?
She passed. We had to put her down. So let me tell you a quick, real small story. Yeah. When I gave birth to the baby, on the day that I was delivering, she was due for an ultrasound because she kept uncontrollably peeing, and she had blood in her urine, and I thought she had a UTI. Yeah. But turns out she had a mass on her bladder. So they were giving us this medication. They said, bring her back in 2 weeks, which is the day I went into labor, and we'll do an ultrasound to see if the medication helps shrink the tumor down. Well, obviously we couldn't take her. So the baby's born. A week later, Chuck takes her, and it didn't shrink the mass. We ended up putting her down when the baby was 3 weeks old, and I bawled my eyes. Aww. So she's out there and doggy heaven watching down. But she was an English bulldog.
Yeah, she was a good dog. Yeah. Over the Rainbow Bridge. That's what they say.
Aww.
Yeah. All right. So baby animals or baby humans?
Baby humans.
Same. You texted me and you're like, if the baby wakes up, that's going to be a very interesting podcast.
Oh, it will. She'll be like this. Hi, everybody.
She's such a doll, though.
Thank you.
I do miss that. The twos. I mean, I loved Anna through all of her stages. She's always been a really good kid, but the twos were like, they're so great. They're little brains.
She told me I needed to agitate her water when she was taking a bath. Do you know what agitate means? Stir.
Yeah.
Agitate. Okay. Oh, she cracks me up.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I loved about it, because their little brains are just like, Anna would do the same thing. If I said a word, she would be like, what does that mean? And I would tell her, and then days later she would use the word in a sentence. And it's just like,
they're little sponges. They really are. Yeah. But baby humans all day.
All right, heels or sneakers?
Girl, sneakers, all the sneakers.
You know, we got dressed up pretty crazy for some of those Olympia.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know you clean up good.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
All right, burgers, pizza, or sushi?
Tied between burgers and sushi, but I'm gonna have to go with burgers.
Yeah, you usually go for a burger and chocolate cake with your tea.
And nothing has changed. It's still the same.
What is the name of that bakery that you took me to that's down by you guys?
Frangipanes. Frangipanes. I'm not sure if they're open on Sundays, but I'll have to check. Don't worry, I'll hook you up.
Okay. Maybe I'll look on, they have a website.
Yes.
I'll get some stuff, and then I can pick it, take it back, share with my daughter.
Yay.
All right. What is your biggest pet peeve at the gym?
They think I'm their mother. They can't put their attachments or their dumbbells away. They even leave water bottles. Like, people, if you use something, just know that the gym owner appreciates when you put it back. Don't lay it on the floor. Just put it back where you got it from. Or they'll take the sled and they'll put like 1045 plates. And they're doing the sled. There they are doing the sled. And then mofos can't take any of them plates off when they're them. The bastards. I gotta sit there and take all them plates off. Like, guys, come on. Is that hard?
Yeah. One of the gyms that I go to, they have 100-pound plates. Huh? Yeah. I didn't.
Are they laying them around?
Well, they have. If you get one flat on the floor, there's no picking that thing up because you cannot get your fingers. It's not it's a flat plate. You know what I'm saying? So there's no. Yeah, but I've had machines where they were left on, and I'm like, guess I'm not using that today, because I can't move 100-pound plate without hurting myself. I'm serious. I wouldn't dare.
No, Jean.
No, I'm like, I look strong. I am not strong.
She's strong. You're strong. Get out of here.
On the inside.
Have you seen your legs, woman?
Whatever. I mean, thank you. Okay. All right. Favorite to train. Legs, back, shoulders. Legs, back, or shoulders? What's your favorite? Back? Yeah.
I just enjoy training back.
What is some of the stuff that you do for a back exercise?
I always do pull-ups, because it's such a traditional exercise that will help grow your back. I mean, if you want wings, you got to do some wide grip pull-ups. So that's a staple. Always I do. And you want more thickness, definitely row.
Yeah.
So those are two things I always do. But sometimes, when I don't want my workouts to get stale, so I do switch some things up with different attachments: overhand grip, underhand grip, wide grip, narrow grip, just to be more balanced, So.
Yeah, I agree. I think
I just like back because I can feel it. I really can feel it when I'm working it.
Yeah.
I
think it's always the go-to. Like, if you had some time off or you've been sick, I always start with a back day. It's just, or like, if you, like, when we've gone to expos and we're like, I'm going to go train at this gym I'm not familiar with, always train back. You know what I mean? Because legs, you don't know what's available. And it's a hard thing to just jump into first.
It is.
Yeah. And shoulders is kind of like, okay, maybe I don't have a lot of time, so we'll do something real quick. That's like, shoulders is a good workout that way. But like, Yeah, I agree. Everybody that I know in like the pro industry who has like anybody who has a really great back, it's like pull-ups. That's like always their answer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. Three people. One you admire, one who inspires you, and one who motivates you, or somebody who motivates you. So who do you admire?
I admire my mother.
Okay.
I admire my mom. She's like the nicest lady. She talks to everybody. She's a please, thank you, you're welcome.
Yeah.
She's really, truly an inspiration on how to just be a good human.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Who inspires you?
Well, when are we talking bodybuilding?
No, anything.
Okay. Um, my inspiration is a couple of like preachers that I follow. Eric's one of them, and they just, if you're looking for a pick me up and you're feeling down,
Yeah.
if you just watch some of their motivational videos, it just fuels your body with so much energy and positivity. I'm a very positive person. I don't like to be around people that are heavy or negative or Debbie Downers.
Yeah.
Hey. So you're not a Debbie Downer. Get out of here. No, you're very positive. You're very happy. You're very go lucky. You laugh a shit ton. So I'm all about it. Yes. It's you, Deborah Jean.
Yes.
No, but really, like, just the motivational speakers inspire me to be a better person.
Yeah. These are people on Instagram that you follow?
Yes.
You'll have to send me the links. I'll put them in.
I will. Absolutely. Yeah.
I
mean, he's like screaming and he's like yelling and you're like, ah! Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I leave here feeling good.
Yeah. You need somebody yelling and screaming at you to.
You do. Yeah.
You're on that level where you're like, the little stuff isn't I need like big motivation. Yeah. All right. And then who motivates you?
I'll have to say that Chuck's my motivator. Yeah. I you know what? So I'm an athlete, but I'm also a coach. So I feel like I'm always holding the pom-poms for everybody. I'm a mom. I'm holding pom-poms for 3 kids. Sometimes I need somebody to hold the pom-poms for me and cheer me on. And he's always been like, you can do it. Keep pushing. I got you. He's just, I'd have to say Mr. Charlie.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'll always hold your pom-poms.
Thank you, Deborah Jean. I appreciate it. Do people know I call you Deborah Jean?
I was just thinking that. That's so
In
funny.
case you guys didn't know, her middle name is Jean. But like, I can't just call you Deborah. I'm just so used to calling you Deborah Jean.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because really the people that know me the best, like all the people that are closest to me, call me Deborah Jean. But really, I don't, and I feel like, I mean, we know each other. Even if we don't talk for months, we still are like, we have all this history. But you called me that because that's how Dave introduced me. And so it just like, that was it. And so that's what you always called me. And I always called you Crossley. And because he called you.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And Anna said to me, why do you call her Crossley? He makes you sound like football players or something. It
doesn't bother me. It's my last name.
All right. So what's your best moment that you've had so far?
Oh, best moment in life?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously giving birth to my children,
Yeah.
There's the love that you have that you get from a kid, you're not going to get from a bird. You're not going to get from the neighbor. It's just different. You know, it's unconditional love. So I'd have to say my kids.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. All right. So your next big goal, what do you got going on?
I will just say this, never say never.
Yeah.
And stay tuned.
Okay. Sounds really good.
Fair enough.
Really good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Linda, for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Deborah Jean.
Yeah.
Now come to Ohio so you can spoo me. Don't lie to these people. You know how we're used to doing. Get your butt over here. You little tootie. I'll be seeing you February 28th.
Yes, you will.
Maybe we could shoot some stuff, so people can kind of see how some of the clinics, it's a free clinic, but to help the girls. It's fun stuff.
Yeah, if we can put something out there that's going to help other people as well, or maybe somebody else is thinking about running a clinic in their gym and they need some, instruction. I think that'd be awesome.
Yes. Sounds good.
Okay. So this is Deborah Jean Terpstra, AKA Buffcake 22, telling you to have a great day and remember that healthy looks different on everybody.